Hey everybody, Mark here at Discover Your Home. Thank you again for joining me tonight. I sure do appreciate your time. Okay, so we're going to talk about remodeling and some of the unavoidable pitfalls as far as timing that can feel like it's slowing your project down. So I'm going to go through about 5 things here, okay, and give you kind of what to expect when you're remodeling a kitchen or a bathroom or any room in your home. Okay.
Sounds good.
So let's start off with customized items. We're going to start off with countertops. Okay, generally granite or quartz countertops are going to take, they're again depending upon fabricator, depending upon access to material, depending upon how when you've picked it out and everything's been selected. So make sure do your due diligence and get everything as lined up as possible, so when the time comes for them to measure, then fabricate, then install, and it can range anywhere from 5 to 14 days that I've seen out there. So and depending upon when you get it done, it could be, say around Christmas time, and between Christmas and New Year's, you might find that things take a little longer. So calculate in there. Countertops, that's a custom item, will add time to your project. So you want to make sure you schedule that in properly. Mirrors, and we'll start with mirrors. If you want a mirror made, okay, depending upon if you're having it fully custom made, or if, say, you're having, a great example would be a lot of times what we'll do is the cabinet manufacturer that we work with will make the trim work for the mirror, frame the mirror, and then you got to get the mirror, then you got to plug it all together, then you got to hang it. There again, you're going to have some drying time. You're going to have time to make the mirror. You're going to have time to make the frame, and then you're going to have the time to install it and put it all together. Adds time, okay? So you might want to calculate a couple extra days in for that. That's one of those finishing touches. Shower doors and shower walls, any glass has to be custom ordered, custom made, unless you've got a standard size shower door or standard size tub. Can run you there again 5 to 10, 5 to 15 days, depending upon your fabricator, depending upon what you're having done. A week to 2 weeks that you're going to have some downtime in there, so you want to make sure everything's kind of ready to go for it, and that you schedule it so you're not waiting another 2 to 3 weeks and extending your project. Drying time, for things like drywall compound and grout and mortar. Anytime you put mortar down, you're going to need probably a good day. Anytime grout, you're going to probably recommend a good day that you're going to be down there. Floor, polyurethanes on floors, you're probably looking at another day or two. Drywall compound, I'll tell you what, depending upon time of year, depending upon humidity, depending upon how many coats are going to have to be put on as far as drywall compound, you can take a project you think it's only going to take 2 to 3 days and really get stretched out over a week between applications, multiple applications, and sanding. So bear that in mind. Schedule enough time depending upon the size of your project and who is doing that end of your project. Make sure you communicate well with them. City inspections really can throw you off if you call and schedule inspections and you don't have something completed. You need to make sure that everything's complete and you schedule that really tight. You can add. A lot of municipalities are extremely busy with all the permits that they got to go out and look at. And listen, you got to come ready when at times, when you're plumbing rough or you're framing rough or your electrical roughs, you need to make sure that everything's in place and ready to go. If not, can add another week or two to your project depending upon, and then trying to get your plumber, electrician, or your framer back can always be a challenge, okay? And finally, change orders. And this is the one where, you can be your own worst enemy. You're changing this and you're changing that. Well, things are just not sitting on a shelf waiting for your project to get done. You either added something or changed something. So it's not usually just shifting one thing. It's shifting a multiple of things. So just nothing's coming to my mind right now, but I know we've been in situations where people. Okay, here's a perfect example. We have a customer that decided that while we were there, she wanted to add some more lighting in another room. Great, but it adds time to the project, and there again, it adds to it. These are the things that you don't think about. And let's just say you're yourself, you figured in a month, or your contractor figured in a month, and it takes 6 weeks. Look back on this list, and it'll really tell you if you're dialed in and your contractors dialed in on your project. Usually, if they set a parameter of 4 to 6 weeks, the project usually gets done in 4 to 6 weeks. If it gets done 6 to 8, somewhere along that line, I would say in here, either something got missed or didn't get taken care of. But that's kind of what you can expect when you're out there getting ready to do that kitchen or bath or basement remodel. So, hey, Mark, thank you again so very, very much for your time. I appreciate it. This is Discover Your Home, and have yourself a great week. We'll see you next week.